We're going to take a look, film breakdown video analysis. Jake, you did this on the site. Mason Graham and some plays that he made against the Jets. Take us through what we're seeing here and what you thought looked good about this.
Yeah, I think with Mason in any young defensive tackle, it's hard to come in as a youngster and be really good right away. You're just dealing with grown men who are really, way more talented than interior offensive linemen at the college level. So it takes some time and repetition. There's a good Euro step there to like a club swim move that was impressive as a pass rusher. A long story short, as you see here, another nice swipe move to get hands off. He didn't come into the league with a bunch of technicality skills, and what I mean by that is he won with a lot of quickness and speed to power at the college level and just overwhelming a lot of those offensive linemen he faces. It's such a great rep where he's turning back, feeling out the zone concept and turning, pivoting, and going to the blind spot to make the play on the back. It's just an advanced play against the run. But I try to every week as best I can talk about how he's playing, and then really try to take in some anecdotes about like, hey, this is a hard position. He's playing an insanely high volume of snaps for a rookie, like a really high volume, which is a part of what they liked about him fifth overall, was that endurance to never really being any different from first to fourth quarter. So his and I think it's backed up. He plays a ton and he plays pretty effectively as a baseline. But what you're looking for is like, can you show me improvements in the things that you're not doing or not coming into the league very, very quality, high level performing at right now? And his hand usage is something that he didn't have to do, not the NFL level. Studying opposing guards and centers and knowing how they like to punch and where they want to get you in terms of how they feel comfortable is a thing that you'll hear a lot of defensive linemen talk about. And what Mason needed to get better at was defeating leverage. You can't just run through guards. Like, you can't just bully them. They will anchor and have no issue dealing with, especially Mason, who plays at like 290, 295. He's not a massive guy, and he's strong, but he's not like freak of nature, Aaron Donald type of strong, right? There's not many of those guys out there that can play at that weight, but also bring that power of like a 330-pound guy. So how are you going to mix, match, and do different things? And what I've wanted to see from him is some of what we just saw there on the tape, which is the ability to use different move types, use his quickness in a way that sets up a different move, understand how to get the hands of opposing offensive linemen off of you before they get to you, right? Club them away, knock them down, swipe moves, swim moves. The technician stuff is what you want to see more of from him, because he's naturally gifted enough with the burst and some of that power that comes with the threat of his speed, that if you can mix and match more moves, more forward thinking stuff to his process, beating a guard to the place, right? Setting up one place to go to another. And again, knowing that this guy's a left-hand puncher and feeling that out, knowing when it's coming, knocking it down, creating that little bit of leverage to turn the corner. If he does more of that, which is what I tried to show in those clips, which is so encouraging from Sunday, he's going to be eventually like an 8-sack defensive tackle who's able to stay. The thing for him is he's able to stay on the field all the time. And it's such a rotational position. So when you get him, it's almost like you're getting 2-in-1. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of teams will parlay their run early down DTs with late round, or early down defensive tackles with late round defensive tackles to get the best of both worlds, right? To be able to get better pass rushers on the field and better run stoppers on the field. And if you got a guy who can play 1,000 snaps as a defensive tackle and be an impactful player for all of those, it's just a rare thing in the league, and it creates advantages to how you keep your positions, your depth, your roster count stuff. And like, if he's able to do that and the way it appears he's starting to flash that stuff, then yeah, man, that's a great advantage to have. So like, again, there are going to be ups and downs for defensive tackles in the NFL, because coming to the league, it's the hardest thing to do. It's one of the hardest transition positions in the league. And I just want to see eventually, how are you going to win? What's going to be the thing you do that separates you, shows how you're going to get consistent stuff performed as you get into your mid-20s, your late 20s. And ironically, these defensive tackles last into their 30s now in a meaningful way. He's got a chance to be really good if you can start doing that technician stuff more consistently with his other organically, I think, pretty good skill base.